It is now 6:04, and this morning the FBI is investigating what appears to be a second assassination attempt on former President Trump's life. Trump was rushed to safety after a Secret Service agent fired at a man with a gun who had been in the bushes outside the fence at Trump's golf course in West Palm Beach, Florida. The Republican nominee had been golfing 300 to 500 yards away from the suspect's location.
They have an agent that jumps one hole ahead of time to where the president was at. And he was able to spot this rifle barrel sticking out of the fence and immediately engage that individual, at which time the individual took off.
A witness told authorities he saw the suspect in the bushes and took a picture of the vehicle the suspect used to leave the scene. Law enforcement later arrested the man.
The White House says President Joe Biden and Vice President Kamala Harris have been briefed about the incident. President Biden said he was relieved former President Trump is unharmed. He also said, "I commend the work of the Secret Service and their law enforcement partners for their vigilance and their efforts to keep the former president and those around him safe." The vice president posted a statement on X which reads, quote, "I have been briefed on reports of gunshots fired near former President Trump and his property in Florida, and I am glad he is safe. Violence has no place in America." This incident comes just 2 months after Trump was shot at during an assassination attempt at a campaign rally in Butler, Pennsylvania. He was hurt in that shooting. A person attending the rally died in the shooting. The Secret Service shot and killed the suspect. Sources tell CNN U.S. officials recently briefed the Trump campaign on new intelligence about a potential threat from Iran. The intelligence indicated Iran was planning to escalate attacks on Trump and those around him.
Yeah, the sources say right now there is no indication that this is related to Sunday's assassination attempt. The intelligence given to the Trump campaign did relate to potential physical and cybersecurity attacks. CNN previously reported that authorities had obtained intelligence about a plot by Iran to assassinate Trump in the weeks before the attempt on the former president's life at the rally in Pennsylvania. There was no indication the gunman in that incident had any ties to Iran.
The trial for the man who shot and killed 10 people at a King Soopers in Boulder is set to resume today. There have been 7 days of testimony. There's no doubt the gunman is responsible for the shooting, but he has pleaded not guilty by reason of insanity. The trial is scheduled to last 3 weeks. We will be back in court this morning and bring you the latest on air and online.
The owners of the Return to Nature funeral home were taking a deal in the federal fraud case against them. Federal court records show that John and Carrie Halford notified the court of their intent to change their plea late last week. Families of victims say that the feds proposed 15 years in federal prison in exchange for a plea for one singular count of conspiracy to commit wire fraud. The Halfords owned the funeral home in Penrose where nearly 200 bodies were found. A federal hearing is scheduled for late October. The Halfords were also offered a plea deal on their state charges. They have a few more weeks to decide whether to accept.
New this morning, we're getting a closer look at some of the health and safety concerns with Adams County Jail. The sheriff says the building is deteriorating and current maintenance is costing the county millions of dollars every year.
Yeah, so they're dealing with things like mold, water contamination, and sewer infrastructure issues. The sheriff says that building a new jail in a different location would fix all their problems, though. 9 News reporter Brianna Clark has been tracking this story for us. Brianna, just a few months ago, the county was talking about increasing property taxes to help pay for a new jail.
Yeah, guys, they were even thinking about putting it on the ballot for this year, but decided not to. Instead, they're going to use this time to help educate the public and the voters on what's actually going on here at the jail behind me. The question could come up again in 2026, but Sheriff Gene Claps tells me he's worried they'll just be throwing away money until then.
We are not fixing the problem, and we're continuing to create a tax burden or a burden on society that it has no good result.
This is one of several things that need fixing. It's the ramp that leads from the parking lot to the jail's main entrance.
It continues to
right now
crumble.
It's being held up by support scaffolding.
They have to be replaced.
Inside the 40-year-old building, more problems.
A lot of the building is in serious decay because of the water and the water table, and some of the corrosion and rot that moisture and humidity is causing.
In a 2023 structural analysis report, inspectors found abandoned wastewater lines under the Adams County Jail, along with blocked vents and damage from past plumbing leaks.
We're at that tipping point that something has to be done.
Over the years, the jail has had some work done on the outside. Inspectors say that whoever did that work used the wrong materials, and that could be causing some of the moisture issues inside the building. Adams County commissioners tell me they are aware of what's happening here, and they're in the process of working to fix some of those things. Leaders say building a new jail would be expensive, close to $500 million. And in order to move in that direction, community input is going to be a huge factor in deciding really what happens. In the coming months and even years, expect to see more community surveys, town halls, and those focus groups pop up. We'll keep you posted as we learn about those. Reporting live in Adams County, Brianna Clark, 9 News.
Yeah, community input is going to be crucial here because that list of concerns is understandable as what we just listed off.
Yeah.
Brianna, thank you.
Well, we're in the mid-80s for us in Denver today, but the main weather impact, a few gusty showers and storms for us in the high country. The further south and the further west you go across our state today, the better your storm odds will be for today. Already seeing some pretty good downpours in the San Juans. Those will continue. It looks like a near washout for places like Telluride, Durango, on north through Creston Butte and Gunnison. But the further north and east you go, including us here in the Denver area, looks like a mainly dry day with highs in the mid-80s for today as well. Tomorrow, though, could be pretty stormy for us in the Denver area and much stormier than today. I have those details on that coming up. My full forecast in just a couple of minutes. Going to send things over to Erica for a look at traffic.
Chris, thank you so much. Right now, we are still following that crash that we have been talking about for quite some time. Sky9 is now over it, and we're just kind of getting a better view of what's going on here. So when we were all first looking at the scene a little bit earlier, I couldn't quite make out both vehicles off in the grassy area, but I've been watching this scene since we last checked in. So there's actually a vehicle right back here. It's really dark, so it's hard to make out. And there's another vehicle over here. So 2 vehicles need to be cleared out of the area. This is along westbound I-70, right at the Airport Boulevard exit. The Airport Boulevard exit is closed off because of the clearing that needs to happen in this area. So again, the tow truck is looking like it's getting ready to clear this vehicle that went very far off of the ramp here. As it stands, westbound I-70, again, that ramp to airport is closed. You're not able to travel that way. You can think about getting off at the Tower Road exit, which is the one just before it, taking 40th, and then you can access Airport or Pena, depending on where you're headed this morning.